stand right here. I had to wait for the Bashar to bring my joint. Started off, y'all, or one of y'all. We live, we live. And they probably about to get the escort too.
Fine.
Good. All right.
Shalom, shalom. First and
Shalom.
foremost, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash.
I'll give double honors to our apostles, that great millstone who taught us this truth and who teach the correct doctrine. All right? We want to give a sincere shalom to the elect out there teaching this truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. And, you know, I did a video earlier on that, we endure all things for the elect's sake. Okay, in fact, if we want to start with 2 Peter 1 and 7.
All right, I have some, but you can get that.
Yeah.
I have something I want to do.
Yeah, we get to that.
All right, come.
It's the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 7. 2 Peter 1 and 7? You said 2
1 Peter 1 and 7. This is a try on our faith.
It's the book of 2 Peter, 1 Peter 1 and 7. It's I'm sure you want to start.
We can start a couple verses.
This is the book of 1 Peter 1 and 3. Blessed be Yahweh, the Father of our Lord Yahweh Shai, which according to his abundant mercy hath begotten us again unto a lively hope by the resurrection of Yahweh Shai from the dead.
Right, and the time is coming when we could really see that the Lord is working here on the planet Earth, man. Okay? And it's getting to the time where we're about to be drugged through the mud, man. You know, the Lord is about to put things on the earth that show who his true men are, man. Okay? You know, this, I've titled the live stream, The Third Woe Cometh Quickly. And that's what's coming, man. The third woe, the MOTB. Okay? And when this shit gets into full swing, man, all right, society's going to be majorly disrupted. And the Christians, they ain't got the answers. The bootleg Israelites, they ain't got the answers, man. Okay? And one of the things that our apostles have been telling us since we came in this thing is to be ready for the suffering, man. And we're really the only camp that's pushing that. Go ahead.
To an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you, who are kept by the power of Yahweh through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time.
In the last time. Okay, we're in that time where all this is being revealed, man. It's not going to be very long before Yahweh Shai and the angels crack them skies and start doing the 3Ds. Right? Death, destruction, and deliverance. Right.
Yeah, and it's telling you because it's telling you a lot of it's gonna get they say in the last days it's gonna be kind of like no other. So it's gonna be famine going on, people getting killed with the sword for what they believe. So it's telling you this. It's a to an inheritance, talk about the elect, of incorruptible and undefiled, that fadeth not away. So it's telling you, though we got to endure all this stuff, is you got something, it's already set there. It's already set in stone, which is way better than this. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, talk about now, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations.
Heaviness through manifold temptations, man. You know, just like Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the righteous, you know,
wicked.
I mean, slack of the wicked, but the righteous, man, you know, we see all that shit, man. We see this society for what it really is, man. You know, we know that this is hell. We understand it in our spirit that this is hell, man. Whereas these people, they can't imagine any other life. You know, you know, they got a total slave mentality.
That the trial of your faith,
Right, it's a trial, man.
Being more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua.
Right, so just like Yahushua was the captain of our salvation, right? He was made perfect through sufferings. You look at the things that the other apostles and prophets went through, like Paul said, what, thrice was I shipwrecked. He said he was stoned. He was in prison. Peter was also in prison and crucified upside down. And then, you know, we talk about what Job went through with the boils and losing his wife.
All of them from the start. All right, Jacob.
Yep.
What Jacob had to go through. All right, Isaac. Joseph. That was crazy. Job. Then you got Isaiah.
Yep.
Ezekiel. He told Ezekiel that not to cry when his wife died.
Yep, and he had to eat bread covered in dung, man.
Hey, didn't Isaiah have to prophesy naked or something crazy?
Yeah.
And what that tells you is when you come to serve the Lord, or if you were servant of the Lord, you're gonna have to go through hell. You know, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be some hardship to get to your crown, man.
But look what those men did. They kept going.
Yeah.
Even though they was going through all that. Jeremiah, they kept going.
Yeah. And that's an example of us. You know, in this life, when you catch hell or you're going through particular things, you got to keep going, because the Apostle Paul said it. He said, you know, one of his famous sayings, I fought the good fight, I finished my course, I kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up a crown of righteousness for me. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, let me get this real quick. This verse 8, it say, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua,
right,
Mashiach, whom having not seen, you love, in whom though now you see him not, yet believing.
Yeah, because how many ways have the Lord showed you that he exists without you physically seeing him? In many ways, many examples. Go ahead.
You rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your soul.
And that's why it says in Psalms 14:1, a fool have said in his heart, there is no God. You know, that's the way of a fool, how a fool would think, man. If you a man of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which really that's only a man of the elect, truly, you can see that in these latter times, the Lord is moving in the earth, man. The things that's happening, this is of the Lord.
Yeah, there's signs in the skies. There's a record number of chariot sightings, man.
Yeah.
Now that everybody's got a phone and actually paying attention, it's getting recorded and put out there.
The other day I was thinking how the Lord had the Strait of Hormuz, how he has that even designed. So you can't just run up in there and you can't just, you know what, we stronger than you, I'm gonna run up in there and take. The Lord don't got it designed that way. Iran has a specific terrain on how
geographical advantage.
Yeah, it's like, even though they're a small nation, and like the one lady said, small don't automatically mean weak. Cause they said they're not gonna send ground troops up in there because they know they land better than the ground troops running up in there. They said they end up getting fucked up.
Yeah, and Trump was like, oh, we destroyed their air defense. We destroyed their air defense. Iran don't need no fucking air defense. Iran, or we destroyed their what is called Air Force. Hey, Iran ain't even had that many Air Force. How many countries have Iran flew over and bombed since we've been born?
Right.
0. What the fuck they need an Air Force for? Come there though. That's what they say.
Yeah, they
Come there.
surrounded by
Y'all can
mountains.
fly over and drop bombs on them like cowards, but y'all can't go in there and
Right.
fight them face to face.
Right.
Cause they've been waiting for y'all all their life. Y'all the
Yeah,
great Satan.
They said we've been preparing for this for over 20 years.
Since they went into Iraq, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they gonna do that shit to us.
Yep. They said they've been preparing. They've been preparing for this time. So
You see these people prepared? No. They going to the hockey game. They going to the fucking Final Four game. To the March Madness. That's what they preparing for.
yep.
That's all they care about too, man. One distraction to the other. It's like these people are so simple, man.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. That's just a minor way to look at how the Lord He exists, because the way He has certain countries designed. You know, they have an advantage and they land on how they can fight and defend themselves. The way their terrain is set up. And like I said, that's straight. The FUMAS is designed a particular way to where the U.S. can't just run up. If they go up in there with some of them ships, they get blew the fuck up.
No, listen. You only can fit. They said
One ship.
So
no, it's 2 lanes. It's like if you drive, it's only 2 lanes
Like 2
for the
lanes.
boats.
Yeah.
So you can't just flood with boats.
Right,
Because only 2 can go at a time.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of traffic going through these fucking train lanes.
Yep.
man.
And who designed it like that? The Lord.
Yep.
The Lord. And now he's trying to team up with Japan, and he made that funny joke towards Japan and said, "Who knows more about surprises than Japan?" And then he mentioned Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Now Pearl Harbor was when Japan basically did the attack on the U.S. And then after the war was over, Esau came and dropped them fucking bombs, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and he changed that land for a long time. And then eventually Japan rebuilt, you know, as a nation. But that shit fucked them up, man, for a long time.
Yep.
They dropped, what was the name of the bombs again?
Atomic.
Yeah, but they had a name for them, didn't they?
Little boy.
Fat boy and something.
And Esau, and then when you watch the documentary on that, those old ass war veterans, they still said, nah. They said, if you could do that again, would you take it back? They said, nah. Them old Edomites, they said, yeah, we would have still, and they like fucking old as shit.
Hey, after they dropped the first bomb, Japan surrendered.
Yep.
And then they still dropped the second one.
Yep. And those old Edomites said, even though now that they older and they know the damage that it did and the people that it affected, they still said in their old decrepit age, which shows you that's a real Edomite. He said, nah, they said we would have still did it. You know?
Yeah, that's the him or the earth.
Yeah, that's Esau. He don't have his spirit ain't it don't have compassion on it, because he's the devil. So he don't have a compassionate spirit. He has a spirit for blood, kill, destroy. That's why when you said on the way here, Trump said, "Oh, we can end the war in 2 seconds if we wanted to."
No,
You know?
yeah. I mean, but look what you have to do.
Yeah.
You would piss the whole fucking world.
Yeah, he would have to nuke. He would have to nuke Iran, but that's going. You know, he ain't gonna do that. Not yet, anyway. You know.
I mean, if they do that, it's on, man. It's on, quick. But you know, the C-hip ain't here yet, so.
Yeah. And by the way, they losing right now. The United States is not winning, and it was they reporting over there with the Iran news how they saying over here, oh, with 6 U.S. soldiers. Iran said it's 500 up to the thousands of U.S. people, soldiers that got killed.
There's
So-
an independent journalist. He released like 280 names of people that he knows was messed up with this, man.
Yep.
U.S. soldiers, 280.
So they over here they lying in this Western media. They fucking lying.
I
man.
seen Iran news last week. I seen the video where they said it was 1,500 then.
Yep.
And they were
Yep.
saying, but when they get here, when the troops, they said when the troops, as soon as the troops touch down, they get killed. So how it's only 8 people?
And a lot of them don't even want to go to war anyway.
Nah, and they
No.
ain't got no fighting them.
Yep.
You had that one guy who said that he resigned. What was he, a counterterrorism specialist or something?
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that that Iran posed no threat and that they didn't want to do it, but Israel pulled the U.S. to the side, and they weren't allowed any outside influence. They basically told them, listen, this is how it's going to go.
I got
We're
some
doing this.
real quick, Mike Shot. This is
Which is the least of the flock shall drop them. Shall
Draw
draw
them
them
out.
out.
Isaiah 46:9. It says, "Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I am Yahweh, and there is none else, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure." And that's what the Lord is doing. He's playing chess right now. You know, a lot of people, they don't really understand how the Lord is orchestrating this. You know, He's orchestrating it right now to where the economy is being affected, and eventually the economy is going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. A lot of these nations are going to dump the American dollar. They're going to say to hell with the dollar.
No, yeah, because know why? Because why the nations deal with the dollar? The nations deal with the dollar because they got to buy oil. It's called the petrodollar.
Yep, the petro.
But Iran just recently, I think a couple days, yesterday, they reopened the Strait of Hormuz, but you had to buy it through day currency. You can't buy oil with first
USD.
of all, U.S. and Israel can't buy none of their oil, but to get through the Strait of Hormuz, you can't use the U.S. money. So that's our
No, in
power.
fact, that's Europe right there.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's,
so
Europe gets a lot of their shit
I was gonna
from
say that's why they said that the rumor is that's why they went into Venezuela, because the Venezuelan leader was gonna start using the Chinese yuan to get the oil. So they went up in there and got his ass. That's what they saying anyway. But now like the brother said, the petrodollar was the strength, you know. So now they cutting out Babylon, and because other nations don't mind using their currency. If they need to go get oil, they'll use their money. But like the brother said, the USD is the not nationwide, the worldwide currency for oil, you know. So that's what they normally use. Now I had some dude said, oh, why we don't use the oil that they got from Venezuela? It's not the same oil.
Yeah.
There's levels.
Sour.
A lot of people in the world just think oil is oil. No, it's levels to oil.
Yeah, just like the U.S. has a lot of shale oil, but it's not really profitable to be refined unless oil stays at around $90 a barrel for a while. Then they'll start turning the refineries online and shit. So
Yeah, it's not the
it's
same.
tricky. It's tricky. Whereas the sour diesel from Venezuela is like shit that you use for like heavy machinery, diesel fuel and shit. But diesel's going up too. So where's all that Venezuelan oil coming from? What are they doing?
You see in the economy, and it's not just gas. It's not just at the pumps that's going to be affected by oil going up. Other things are affected too. It's not just gas, you know. So that's how we know, just by this little thing alone. That's how we know that we're leading towards the chip, man. We're leading towards the chip. Because if this was all out, this is all out World War III, you would see Russia coming in there, backing up Iran, other allies coming in there, backing up Iran, you know? But you just see it's basically a war between, right now, Iran, U.S., and Israel.
Yeah, and Iran attacked, what was it, Qatar? Their what do they call it? Liquid natural gas fucking facility, man. It's offline for 3 years.
yeah, they said. What they say? They said Australia only got 39 days of gasoline, oil.
Yeah, the natural gas that they get, because it's liquefied, it's got to be specially refined. They can't just use regular natural gas.
We get this at James 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh, and it were fire, Ye have
as it were fire.
Slakia, as it were fire, ye have heaped treasures together for the last days.
Yeah, that's symbolically, not symbolically, that's the Salakia. That's talking about, the elite pretty much going down. Because ultimately, everything that we speaking about starts with, on this side, it starts with the elite of the Edomites. They're the ones the Lord is putting the spirit on the angels to work on their minds, and they're doing what they doing in the earth. But the elite banking families are the one that's in control of this. They're the ones who pretty much have that oil on lock, on a higher level, lock, stock, and barrel. And they're the ones that have the gold and those are the ones that own the banks. The elite, man.
Yep. They've heaped treasure
for the last days.
For the last days, man. They pass it down from generation to generation. But yet, if someone in your family dies, you got to pay an inheritance tax if you get their inheritance. But they don't, because they make the fucking tax.
Let me get this real quick. It says, this is Chat GPT. It says, the petrodollar system is the global system where oil is sold using US dollars. It says, here's the simple idea. Oil is produced in US dollars. Most countries buy oil using the United States dollar. Even if countries aren't in the US, they usually still pay in dollars.
So they gotta, this is what they do. They use their money to buy dollars, and they gotta get their money in dollars, and that's how the US get the cut off. Right?
Because it's a hegemonic power.
It says how it started. After the 1973 oil crisis, the U.S. made agreements with oil-producing countries like Saudi Arabia. The deal. Oil.
Hold on. And then they can. That's how they can put sanctions on every country. Mm-hmm. They can put sanctions because you got to buy the oil, so they can. That's how they be like, oh, we're gonna put sanctions on you. We're gonna put sanctions on you.
It says the deal. Oil would be sold in dollars, and those countries would invest money back into the U.S. Why it matters? Countries around the world must hold dollars to buy oil. This keeps the U.S. dollar strong and increases demand for it globally. Example, if Japan wants oil from Saudi Arabia, Salakia, they usually convert their money into US dollars first to pay. Some countries like China and Russia have tried to sell oil in other currencies to reduce dependence on the dollar. In short, the petrodollar means oil is traded in US dollars, which helps keep the dollar the world's main currency. And right now we seeing they're being cut off from that. Other nations are saying, okay, well, we'll use, basically Iran is saying, nah, fuck that, you ain't getting up in here. Hey, China, if you want some oil, give us the yuan. Different nations, if you want some oil, give us your currency. And basically what that's doing is that's punishing the U.S. That's why Trump said, oh, everybody who can get in the straight, y'all need to help us. Like the NATO countries.
Then the NATO countries not helping them, so
they said this ain't our war.
Yeah, but you see Trump go up in the press conference like, oh,
we don't need you.
Yeah, that shit. Yep. That's why I got keep up. Go ahead.
No, that was it. It say I can go deeper, but you can read.
Now go ahead.
All right.
Because I got Obadiah after that. Because it's all.
Yeah, the men of thy confederacy.
It says, the petrodollar is tied to the Middle East politics because oil and the global money systems are connected. Here's the basic idea. Why the U.S. protects oil regions. A huge amount of the world's oil comes from the Middle East, especially countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Kuwait. Because oil is mostly sold in the United States dollar, the U.S. has a strong interest in keeping the system stable. That's one reason the U.S. military bases, that's one reason the U.S. has military bases and strong alliances in that region. Oil and past conflicts. Oil supply.
But see, part of the deal is that the U.S. is going to protect them. Mm-hmm. But they ain't been protecting them. Saudi Arabia been getting bombed, Dubai.
They took over Iraq. That war was 20 years.
Well, the thing is with Iraq was Saddam Hussein was going to start using other currencies besides the dollar, and that's when they went in there. There wasn't no damn WMDs. It's all about using oil and dollars.
And that's what they said about the Venezuela dude. He said he was going to start using the yuan, and they moved on that nigga overnight and said he was a drug lord.
They sent in fucking Delta. They sent in Delta Squad, man. The elite of the elite soldiers.
It says oil supply and stability have played a role in several major events. For example, the Gulf War, 1990 through 1991. The U.S. and allies pushed Iraq out of Kuwait, partly because Kuwait is a major oil producer. Iraq War, 2003. Some analysts believe oil and regional power were factors. Though the official reason was weapons of mass destruction and security concerns. That was a fucking lie. We knew, the whole world knows when Bush said, oh, they had weapons of mass destruction. That was an excuse to go up in there. The only weapons of mass destruction was the Edomites.
Yeah, they said the weapons that they did have, they had got from the U.S. when Iraq was cool with them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They found like
With mustard bombs and shit.
Yeah, they found like one or two little fucking chemical weapons or some shit.
But if you an average
Put on a missile.
if you an average American and you hear Bush on the podium saying that, you're gonna be like, yeah, we need to go in there. They got weapons. And like the one chick was saying, she said that war was they were showing you up close and personal shit when they was in Iraq. They were showing the troops on the ground all the time, doing this and doing that.
Yeah.
And
Ain't doing that now.
Yeah, you ain't doing that now because you losing.
Yeah.
But and when you was in Iraq, they was whooping their ass up in there, so they was showing you everything. They not showing you everything now because they losing.
Yeah, they're just showing a couple buildings getting blown up here and there.
Yep. Some nations want to weaken the petrodollar by selling oil in other currencies.
And you seen that in Israel, like last week, told the AP, the Associated Press, that they couldn't, because they got cameras in the skyline, so you can see when bombs and shit happening. They said they had to pull all of them because Israel was getting fucking destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took the when they were saying that Benjamin Netanyahu was dead, the reporter that reported that, they sent that man to jail.
Yeah, they said he was dead, or they saying he in a coma. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Did you see that Russian Today reporter that got hit with a bomb? Oh, I got the clip. I gotta show y'all. Yo, he was, because it's a rule in war. It's a rule in war. Say a bomb hit right here. The bomb hit right here, right now, and the building was fucked up, and there was people in the building. After, you're not allowed to double tap. So if you hit a spot, say you hit this spot right here, this would be like the safest place in the city to go, because you're supposed to allow the emergency crews to come check the rubble to help get people.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to double tap. So the reporter was there like, it's
It's a war crime.
Yeah, it's a war crime. Russia Today reporter was there, and that might get Russia more involved too.
They double tapped on him there.
Yeah, and he was reporting the news, and he was like,
Fuck.
he tried to duck. He thought he was in the movie. That motherfucker hit. That motherfucker, he fucked up.
cooked.
Remember when RT?
He ain't died though.
Remember when RT was getting better ratings than CNN, and then the government was like, "Well, we'll take your tax breaks away if to the cable companies if they carry RT," and then all the cable companies got rid of RT. Man. See, that's all it takes.
It says
Let you know.
It says some nations want to weaken the petrodollar by selling oil in other countries, Russia, China, Iran. If oil started being sold widely in other currencies, the US dollar would lose some global influence. Why the Strait of Hormuz matters. Earlier you asked about the Strait of Hormuz. It's important because about 1/5 of the world's oil passes through it. They say that's about 20%. Other countries like Iran could threaten shipping there during conflicts, which would affect global oil prices and the petrodollar system. And that's what you see right now. You see your effects primarily at the pump. So in a simple summary, it says oil equals the world's most important resources, one of the world's most important resources, Oil is mostly sold in U.S. dollars. Because of that, the U.S. cares a lot about stability in oil-producing regions. That's it on that.
Kevin Leary did an interview the other day. He's like a billionaire. He's known for letting shit out once in a while. He was saying that you wait.
Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, damn. Man, where was that at?
In Israel. Or in Lebanon.
He got rocked.
Yeah, that was in Lebanon, so Israel did that shit.
Oh, he's gonna get fired. He dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah, he got rocked, man. That's man. That was close too.
And they hit the same spot. You
Yeah.
see, it was the exact same.
He probably got injured from that
Oh no!
shit.
Oh
man.
yeah, he got it.
He probably gonna be dead. He probably gonna be deaf.
No, he ain't died. They said he had surgery.
No, I'm saying deaf. He might be
Oh yeah,
deaf.
yeah. No. His ear broke. He can't hear.
Yeah, he can't.
Shockwave probably fucking.
And that was like
Microfractures
that was
and
probably a
bones.
rocket, you know. But nuclear fire is a totally different game, man. That's a totally different ball game, you know. You got something?
You got something? I got something.
Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Because these people, they don't have the mindset of getting delivered, man.
Right.
They don't believe in the Most High, man. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, beginning of famine and great death. And that's the times that we're coming in, the beginning of great death, man. Daniel 12 coming to life. They had this fucking what was it? Some robot malfunction at some restaurant and it started breaking dishes and fucking attacking people. Man.
Look at this nigga. He's weird, man. He's weird.
And they
Look at him. Look how weird he is. This nigga weird as hell. That's Esau, man. He's just weird. He's creepy. He gets look. Now he wanna walk away. He get called out. He wanna walk away.
Why has
Mr.
thou
Rogers.
made me thus?
That's Mr. Rogers, man. A weird freak, a creep. You know? He's sitting over there just staring.
Yeah.
Weird. Go ahead.
Verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear.
And that's what these people don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that terrible times are coming, evil times are coming. Because all these people, the reason why they don't want to hear that is because they really don't believe in the Lord. People will say, oh yeah, we love Jesus, right? We love Jesus. Jesus help us, save us. Well, terrible times has to come for quote unquote Jesus to return. All right, which his real name is Yahweh Shai. See, we want Yahweh Shai to come. We want terrible, perilous times to come. It has to come in order for the kingdom of heaven to be established.
Which is the exact opposite of what the Christians
Yeah.
teach, man. They're telling you to pray for the safety of the children and women to be
Because they
around.
love this world.
Right.
Huh?
Hey, I remember, I don't know, I forgot what year that was. I think it was 2015, 2016, when the Boston Marathon bombing happened.
That was like
Bruh.
14 or something. Yeah.
Bro, I thought I lost my mind in the house. I thought it was over.
Yeah, they had martial law on the streets
Yeah,
in Boston.
it's like, oh, it's martial law.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, it's
Yeah,
gonna
you were waiting
spread.
for the next incident.
Yeah, I was.
Mhm. Hey, the way Boston is looking, the way Boston was looking during that time, that's how all of America is gonna look.
Hey, Trump just came out and said that, it wasn't Trump, it was that Pete.
Pete Hegseth.
Him.
That
He
fucking
said that
guy.
they had national troops in all 50 states, National Guard troops in all 50 states, just
Yeah.
ready for the word.
Yep. And where's all these sleeper cells at that they're talking about? You know, half of them are probably, most of them probably don't even exist. There might be a few.
Yeah.
These devils, they exaggerate shit to push a narrative.
So they can false flag.
Yep. But it's really just some fucking CIA agent or something. Verse 18. And the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. So this is the beginning of these evils hitting the planet Earth, man.
Yeah, it's just the beginning. It's gonna get way worse out here. It's gonna come a time where every time you go outside, you're gonna see military personnel. All right, you may see these big ass military vehicles you see here and there on the highway. That's gonna be like an average Honda Accord. Just going down the street, you're gonna get used to seeing military personnel. They're gonna be rationing out food. The Lord said it's gonna be a famine. So you may be eating fucking military ready to eat meals. They're gonna be rationing food out. They're gonna be giving you a curfew.
These what is it? This fuck, what was I gonna say? This fucking whole situation with AI, right? They're starting to, like CNBC and Bloomberg, they're starting to give percentages in these job reports every month on how much percentage of these jobs are actually being lost due to AI. Last year it was like 1%, 3% a month, and now like almost 12% of the jobs being lost every month are due to AI, and they're saying that's going to go up. So what's going to happen when all these white collar jobs go away and these people can't afford to pay their mortgages? They're going to be fucking homeless. Right? They're gonna need to ration off this food, man.
They're gonna start protesting. First, they're gonna start protesting.
Right.
And then that ain't gonna work, you know, because the better the technology, the more advanced the AI gets, the less they're gonna need people to do jobs.
You will own nothing and be happy. That's the motto of the Great Reset.
You got something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Amos chapter 5 verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him.
You see, a lot of people are gonna start to realize that the day of the Lord is only beneficial for certain people. The day of the Lord is only beneficial for a particular nation, and within that nation, a certain amount from that nation. So that's why it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you?
Hey, if you ask a Christian, a Sunday Christian, do they want the Lord? No, not right now. They love this world.
Mm-hmm.
So the only people who desire the day of the Lord is the elect.
Right.
We the only ones who want to get out of here today.
And that's why we prophesy about the destruction and the downfall of this place. Because in order for the kingdom of heaven to come and be established, America has to be destroyed.
Yeah, the 12 in the book of Acts, that's what they wanted. They said, Lord, is you about to restore the kingdom? They wanted that shit to happen today.
And they said, is it at this time are you going to restore the kingdom to Israel? They knew who it was for, you know?
He who letteth will let till he be taken out of the way.
Yep.
Something's got to be taken out of the way. Some kind of rulership's got to be changed.
And they was well informed too. Like they knew what was going to be happening during that time too.
Yep.
Verse 19. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on a wall and the serpent bit him.
That's pain. So that scripture is telling you that the day of the Lord is pain. All right. If you met by a bear and a lion, if you visualize that, that means you're gonna die more than likely. It's gonna be severe pain, injury. There's gonna be some hurt involved, right?
Yeah.
If you lean your hand on the wall and a serpent bites you, all right, that's pain. You know how many people die from being bit, you know? So that's telling you, that's comparison, and that's also symbolic of there's no escape of the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. All right. So if you think what we're saying is so bad and is hate speech and is terrible, wait till our Lord Yahweh Shai returns. Wait till you see Yahweh Shai. Wait till you see the angels. And you really gonna know what it's like to feel pain or so-called hate. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Shall not that day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it?
Yeah, so that's symbolic for terror. terror, man. Isaiah 66 and 15. It also tells us in Isaiah 13 and 9, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So, but then they'll tell you in the church, oh, happy day. So they gaslighting you. Go ahead.
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, concerning Edom.
Concerning Edom. So this chapter is talking to you, particularly you. Go ahead.
I have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And people hate you, Edomites.
Around the world.
All around the world.
They can't stand your ass. You could tell during the last press conference Trump had, you could tell the Prime Minister of Japan that she was kind of faking to be there. She ain't really want to be next to that nigga. Especially when they made that joke.
All them Muslims in Europe, they can't stand you.
And I remember when I was still boxing, I went for a fight in Toronto. And this in Canada. These are neighbors. I had a fight in Toronto. And, I was fighting some Canadian dude. So they did. We was the main event. So they did. What's the shit they do? The song and shit.
The national anthem.
Yeah, okay, national anthem for both countries. They did mine first, and when they did the American national anthem, they started booing. Everybody was in there booing, loud as hell. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I got brought.
Well, the Winter Olympics, man. Whenever they introduced the Americans, everybody was booing the fuck out of them.
Man.
And that's in Italy.
And that-
Italy's supposed to be an ally with America. Right?
Imagine the American Edomite.
And that's how you know the Lord is doing this, because you thought that the world hated America back then. The world really hates America now.
Oh yeah, and that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
The only fucking country that likes this place anymore is the Philippines.
Maybe,
There's a disdain for Babylon.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, verse 3. It say, the pride of thy heart have deceived you, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks.
That nigga said, we don't need anybody. We don't need any of you niggas. That's the pride. Deceiving them.
That's that
You
pride.
know? We're the greatest country on earth. We don't need
And
anybody.
you can tell this shit's getting to Trump, man. He ain't moving the same that he was this time last year.
Yeah, if you ain't need nobody, why you crying for your allies to help you? You know? Then when they say no, we ain't helping you, then your pride kick in.
But you can see how the Lord hardened in his heart, man.
Yeah, kind of, definitely. That's Nero.
It's completely different from his first term, man.
The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, who saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
It also links with Psalms 49. His inward thoughts is that his houses shall continue forever. Because their plans are from 2030 and beyond, right? But their downfall is at the doors. But
Thou that exalt thyself as the eagle,
right, which is the highest flying bird.
and though you set your nest among the stars, hence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh.
Yeah, they have their eyes on everything. Satellites in the sky. You know, they can see everything. They monitor everything. You know, Esau has starting with the elite, I'll say they have a God-like complex. That's one reason why they want to chip you. They want to know where you at, what you do, your location, what you buy. You know, that's that God-like complex. Go ahead.
Let's get down to verse 7. It say, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee
America's allies.
and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau?
Yeah, the Teman are the wise men. You know, that's that's known as the wise men of Edom. But they're understanding right now Esau don't look so bright. He looks bad. He looks desperate. You know, he needs help. He running out of oil. He look bad.
How you creating all these electric cars and hybrids, but you running out of oil? You know?
And his solution to winning the war is self-destruction.
Yep.
You know,
he going to detonate himself. He going to blow himself up.
But that's what Trump said. He said, you know, we could end it right now if we wanted
2
to.
seconds, yeah.
And he was really talking about self-destruction. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau might be cut off by slaughter.
And that hasn't happened yet. For people who try to say the Edomites were done away with. No, this is a future prophecy. They're going to be cut off by slaughter. Go ahead.
For the violence against your brother Jacob,
Yep.
shame shall cover you,
Yep.
and thou shalt be cut off forever.
And it tells us Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So one of the main reasons he's going to be taken out, it says in Obadiah, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, which is ultimately the apple of the Lord's eye. You know, for all the atrocities, because Jacob and Esau is what? The main characters in this book. The main characters is Jacob and Esau pretty much. So for the violence against his brother Jacob, shame shall cover him and he shall be cut off forever. And it's spiritual how the Lord has it, because at the end of the deal, the Lord is going to cut off the hammer of the earth, which is a great Edomite empire, and other Edomite empires around the world, and he's going to usher in the kingdom to Jacob. So it's beautiful how the Lord has it.
Thus with violence shall that city be brought down.
Yeah. So even though, you know, he had his time to reign, it says the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. He shall perish forever like his own. Get that real quick. Job 20. They which see him shall say, where is he? That's talking about Esau. He shall fly away as a dream. Go ahead. That line that actually lines up with Obadiah. Thou shalt be cut off forever for the violence against thy brother Jacob. And it said every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter, man. So that lines up with Job 20.
It's the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, but the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
The triumphing of the wicked is short. When you try, what does it mean to triumph, right? The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So he has a short time. It tells us that in Revelation 12 and 12. The devil shall come down having great wrath because he knows that he have a short time. That's why they do shit like, oh, Agenda 2030. You gotta have this done by this time, this done by this time. Go ahead.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds.
What did it say in Obadiah? Though thy set thy nest among the stars. Right? Go ahead.
Yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung.
He shall perish forever. So that means there's no coming back. And it tells us, you can go back to Obadiah after that. The house of Joseph shall be aflame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them, and they shall devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken. Go ahead.
Which they which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Where is he?
He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
So it's going to be like, you see, when the kingdom is established, and Yahweh Shai come back, he establishes the elect, Lord willing, with those men. It's going to be like it was like a bad dream. Like, damn, that was a nightmare. Damn, you know? Yeah, we finally delivered. We saved, man. You know? You know you're not saved now. All right? Don't listen to this, oh, yeah, I'm saved. You ain't saved from shit. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Not everybody.
We still plowing. We still got work to do. The job, like Kobe said, job's not finished. Go ahead. The Lord could take your ass out at any time. He could bug you out, you know. He could think you being a man of the Lord, like the nigga from Mississippi. He pop back up, like oh shalom. Now he ain't now when he opens up his lessons, he don't say no name. You know, he went from being in his right mind to Yahweh Shem Yashai. Then it was that one crazy ass name they made up. Then he disappeared for a year or two. Now he's back with no name, but he's still teaching that new covenant shit.
What are you talking about?
The Mississippi,
Mississippi.
yeah.
Oh, he back?
He's back. I don't know.
Which one with the fro?
Yeah, he back.
Retired dude gone?
Yeah, he got rid of him.
Yeah.
But pop back up. But see, he didn't pop back up saying, "Hey, I repent, Salakia." He popped back up and he's still teaching we in the new covenant. So the Lord still got him under a spell.
He's saying, what he saying the name again?
No, he say, "Shalom, brothers. All praises to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit."
Oh, he'll say,
No, that's why I say they don't got the crazy ass name.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was
Israelite.
yeah.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 34. Wait on Yahweh and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land.
Man.
When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it.
Woo.
I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. He was not.
So the Lord said, we gonna see the wicked get cast down. Hey, imagine, you know, the Lord delivers the elect in the 6th trump, right? And in the 7th trump, the nukes hit, and then you get delivered in a ship, a chariot, which that's how the elect is gonna be delivered. And then you looking down on this place being nuked and destroyed. You know, that's going to really feel like a victory, man.
Scriptures say, "With thy own eyes shalt thou see the reward of the wicked."
Yeah, how we so you should think like, oh shit, the chariots gonna have windows. You're gonna be able to see, look down, and see the destruction from an outer space view. And then you seeing it should get not only are you gonna see America get destroyed, you're gonna see missiles going back and forth from one continent to another being destroyed. But that America's you might see America just more missiles hitting that place.
A big ass fire,
You know? Yeah.
out up in space.
Hey, the Lord said the 10th thing to be happy is to
We get that. Get it. That's a good precept.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25 verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies.
So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think what's the name quoted that scripture in the movie.
Let's show you that the Lord is done. We gonna get to see that justice happen. There ain't nothing better than getting payback.
Yep.
We gonna he said it in that warrior movie.
Yeah.
We gonna get to see Isaiah 14 and 1.
Yep.
Get that real quick.
And then 2-edged sword, I gotta get that.
Isaiah 14 and 1.
Yeah.
It reads, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel,
That's gonna feel beautiful.
and,
Alright.
and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob,
Alright.
and the people shall take them."
Let's talk about Israelites. We gonna take them, the other nations, because they belong to us. All right, they're our inheritance. We gonna take them. Go ahead.
and bring them to their place.
That's gonna, you know how good that's gonna feel
Man.
to be getting these Edomites and bring them to our place. They brought us over here to serve slavery. We gonna do that to them. Go ahead.
And the house of Israel shall possess
We gonna
them.
possess them. Like I possess this phone, they gonna be my property. Go ahead.
In the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
For search slaves. And slave girls. Motherfucker.
That's right.
They gonna be our slaves. And I'm gonna whoop they back like they whoop my back.
Wait a minute, that's hate speech, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna hate them too.
We're gonna have people assigned just to whoop their
That's
ass.
hate. That's
Yeah.
hate. You can't say that. That's hate speech.
Yeah.
And they shall take them captives, who captives they were.
And what you do with a captive? Whatever you want. I'm gonna take their kids and say, yeah, this is nice, strong Edomite. But let them clean my fucking doghouse.
And you can't, and you can't understand that unless you have a ruling class mentality. See that Jake, he don't have a, well, he might be getting on a train, but maybe he did, but you know, he was smiling like, okay, you know, damn, you know, he's smiling like, yeah. So,
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
this is that was it, Salaki. Psalms 149:5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
Yeah, you can't fuck up Esau because we gonna be on your ass. We got, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a two-edged sword, a real sword, not a spiritual sword. It's gonna be a vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people.
To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. And that was,
Yeah.
now I was gonna say that was a curse unto Israel at one point. You know, the Lord said we was gonna have a yoke of iron around our neck.
Yeah.
So this is like the Lord saying, I'm gonna flip them curses. I'm gonna they gonna get that. That's what this is saying. To bind it, because Jake was at one point, Jake would be like this. You know how in today a prison nigga come out in court and shit, he like this. Well, Jake was like that all the fucking time. During slavery, nigga shackled up, can't do certain shit, you know, yoke of iron around his neck. If you said, nah, fuck that, I don't want to eat during the time of slavery, that nigga would knock your teeth out and force slop down your throat and make you eat just so you could live to serve him. He would say, nah, nigga, you ain't gonna starve yourself, you gonna eat so you could stay alive because I need you to serve me. So I'm gonna give you this slop, you gonna live because I need slaves, nigga. You ain't getting the easy way out. You gonna live. That's why he did that. You know? To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints. We were just going into his judgment, man. Yep, you got it.
Isaiah 10:20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such are as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel.
Anybody need a napkin or tissue?
What? I'll read it again. Isaiah 10:20. It shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, those that turn from their transgressions, right, and get delivered, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. In truth, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. All right? For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness.
Yeah, remnant of them shall return. Talking about return to the Lord. Just like
we're no longer going to stay upon none that smote us, man.
Yeah, just like a remnant is going to be saved. And that's why you have to really cherish this truth, you know, because, you know, it could save your life, literally. Not save your life from this world, but save your life from destruction, you know. In order, even in you brothers got to understand, in order for you to even get this a little bit, you know, I'm an Israelite. Oh, that's a huge step. Cause you can't tell niggas that, man. No. Niggas will fight you to the. They
can't even understand it.
Yeah,
they're like, what you say you was again?
Yeah.
Oh, Muslim? Nah, I'm an Israelite. Oh,
right.
That's what religion you? No, it's not a religion. Mm-hmm. It's a nationality. And you break it down, they can't get it.
Can't get it.
The Lord ain't let them get it.
Right. That's why I said. So in order, like the position that we in right now, it's kind of like the Lord let you in the club, like you get to come in the doors, but imagine being a nigga that can't come in, like nah.
Especially so-called black Christians, man. They really don't want to hear it, man. They really don't want to hear it.
Nah,
Oh,
it's just
Jesus.
it's just it ain't even that they black. It's just that they can't get it.
They can't get it.
You got black, because you have people that come out of that to get it.
I was kind of mainly speaking about like just Jake, that they might not have no, they just like, they might not think they're a Christian. They might just be like, come up to the camp and be like just intrigued, like, oh, what's this? And then you try to tell them and it don't register. And even if you break it down, remember how when we first came in, we would be like, Deuteronomy 28:68, and you preaching and you thinking that you making it plain, and you be like, damn, how can't you see it? Like they can't get it. See, Christians they already fucking, you know, they into that. They'll
argue with you that they ain't Israelites.
Yeah. Nah, we don't want no pictures, bro. We good. We filming ourselves.
Yeah, you can't take a picture of us.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yep.
What you want, Ezekiel 2?
We don't want no fame. You know, we want the fame from the Lord.
That's right. Lord.
And you know, the scriptures talk about reconciliation. When you go into that word to reconciliate, it means to be brought back to. Meaning the elect have already had this knowledge in past time.
Yeah, from the past.
It's just coming back to them.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, read that.
Ezekiel 2, verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation.
Yeah, rebellious nation. Go ahead.
That hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day.
Even to this very day. All on social media, you had Jake in dresses this week celebrating Ramadan.
I seen that heavy.
Yeah.
Celebrities, random niggas, but they don't do that for Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, they go all they on they dim all this fucking shit, but they got Yeezys on this shit like.
Yeah, and y'all niggas ain't fasting anyway.
No,
that fake ass fast.
12 hours.
Verse 4. For they are imprudent children and stiff-hearted.
Yeah.
I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Lord.
That's
power.
what he said. We said Deuteronomy breakdown. We went on.
Good win today. Good win.
Thank you.
Good win.
You should go into Egypt with ships. We break all that shit down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We say, Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them.
Because all that shit, when the Lord take the veil off, they gonna get it like, oh, they gonna understand when he come take that blockage he got in they mind, they gonna understand.
Even when they go to the spirit world, then their minds are open.
Verse 6, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. So
some of them talk shit.
Yeah.
They try to demonize us. Like on TikTok, you got a bunch of Jakes demonizing the Israelites. So what? You know, whatever. You putting a target on your own back. Go ahead.
Though burrs and thorns be with thee, and though thou dost dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks.
Yeah, the way they look, they give you that disdain look, like you like, ugh. You know, like what the hell? You know? Go ahead. Oh, I had got mocked the other day. My cousin called me, and quick story, because this is funny. He said, "Yo, man, I've been trying to call you because I just found out something you've been hiding from me." So I'm like, "What the hell?" So they was talking about, you know, best players to come out of the falls or whatever, best basketball players. So they mentioned my last name. I got cousins that played and I played. So they was like, "Who you think is the best?" And they said my last name. And then like me and my cousin, we was kind of like neck and neck. So then my cousin was like, "Nah, I think think T was the best out of the family. And then another dude I know from the fall said, man, that nigga don't count. He turned into an Israelite, right? Just like that. So that was basically him mocking me, right? So my cousin was like, I didn't know you was an Israelite. Like you, I said, yeah, I still believe I am, you know, because he don't know that I teach. You know, I never been like, yo, he don't know. So I said, I was never hiding it from you. You just never knew. I said, yeah, I still believe that, you know, just like that, you know. But the one nigga who my cousin was defending me from, somebody said, nah, that nigga don't count. He turned into an Israelite, you know. So it's like Jake be mocking people, you know. Yeah. But I hope the Lord kill that nigga. He already got a big ass scar on his head. Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah. The Lord will get him.
Hey, it say if you offended, Matthew 18:6, it say if you offended, you offend any of these little ones which believe on me.
Hey, also the scripture saying if anything that you did unto his men, you did it unto him.
That's right.
Though they be a rebellious house, and thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
Yeah, like some weeks we come out here, we prophesy to the wind. Rather, we at the end of the day, we making sure we get the blood off our hands, and we still could say we did the work of the Lord. It don't matter if nobody don't come up here and listen. It don't matter. We still got to do what we commanded to do. And plus, we on the unicorn now, so brothers can watch us. But we don't get discouraged when Jake walked by.
Hey, you can't because it just said you going out to a rebellious house. It say they are most rebellious. They rebellious. They ain't supposed to. Hey, they don't even. A lot of times, Jake. Hey, Esau turn and look, and the heathens watch. Some heathens coming up the street right now. They gonna look, but Jake act like we ain't even fucking there. They don't even turn their head. They just walk.
Right.
For they are most rebellious.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious.
No, that's
okay.
Really chapter 3.
Matthew 18:6. Whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck.
So you got to be careful what you say about men, man. You don't know who you speaking about. You know. Go ahead. It was better that a millstone be hanged about his neck,
and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
And that's one of the worst ways you could perish, man. They say the two worst ways to die is fire and water.
Yeah, and it say it's better.
Yeah, it's
right there. It say it's better that you drown.
Right. So imagine that punishment.
And you got a bad death coming to you.
This is verse 7.
And you scoffing at brothers being Israelites. That's what you want to be. Well, you want to know that you an Israelite.
It says here under the caption on top of verse 7, it says stumbling blocks. Yeah, it's a stumbling block to you.
I couldn't imagine still thinking I'm black.
Yeah, and the crazy shit about it is they Israelites.
Right.
Fucking retard, y'all Israelites.
Yeah. Right.
Stupid. Whether you could be like, oh, I ain't no Israelite, but you is.
And those gonna be the same Jakes in the kingdom. That's on a lower, level. They gonna be good. But they're going to be like, damn, like...
They'd rather be a Gentile believing in Jesus, man.
Yeah, I remember I said, damn, he was... Yeah. And if we of the elect, we going to be... on another level. Go ahead. That was it?
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh.
Yeah, man, and brothers in this truth, man, don't be ashamed.
I want to do this to anybody but you.
Don't be ashamed to let people know, man. Yeah, I'm an Israelite. If it comes, that don't mean you go around, you just be saying it. But if somebody approach you and be like, yo, you an Israelite? Be like, yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta stand firm. Y'all was shy, man. No, don't run. Train is play game. That car was in front of the truck.
Yeah, he's supposed to do that.
But what I was saying was, man, brother, you stand firm on what you believe in, man. If somebody come and be like, hey, you an Israel? Yeah. You believe? Yeah, I believe in that. Yeah. That's me. That's what I do.
Scriptures talk about those that stand stiffly for the name of the
Yeah.
Lord.
Cause if somebody like if somebody say, oh, you believe you an Israelite, you supposed to say, yeah, that's yeah. You know, don't try to dodge. Nah, man. If somebody asks you, yeah, I believe, yeah, I'm an Israelite. I believe in Yahweh Shai, man. What the fuck? What you got going on? Because what I'm saying, this the best thing smoking. What the fuck what the fuck you got going on, man? They probably don't even believe in the Most High. At the end of the day, you can't be ashamed of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, man, because ain't no other way out. So,
and the Lord said, you know, you be ashamed of him, he gonna be ashamed of you.
Yeah. So you gotta stand on it, man.
You gotta him will I deny to my Father.
Yeah, because you gotta remember, like Yahweh Shai, he gonna be the one confessing your name to that Father.
And you're gonna look like a spectacle. It's okay. All right, it's okay. I'd rather stand out and fit in, man.
I got this real quick.
Go ahead. We're gonna get that one more and we out of here.
2nd Ezra 16 and 46.
Mm-hmm.
There, verse 30, 63. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin and would hide their sins. Therefore hath the Lord exactly search out all your works, and he will put you all to shame.
There's some Michigan fans. Then you got another thing.
And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. No, so when the Lord's gonna cause your own sins to bear witness against you.
Yeah, you gotta just stand firm on the Lord, man. Even though sometimes you may, you know, because we ain't perfect, you know, but when you do, you know, if you want to go off or whatever, or something happens, you just repent, you know, be sorrowful and pray to the Lord, you know. And when you on the right path, like we on the right path doing what we're supposed to do, you got faith that the Lord is going to deliver you. That's it. Keep it simple, man. You know, because we ain't perfect. We're striving. We're striving lawfully, man. You know, go ahead.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 2 verse 12. I write unto you, little children, because your sins are forgiven. You for his name's sake. I write unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. I write unto you, young men, because you have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little children, because you have known the Father. I write unto you, fathers, because you have known him from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because you are strong, and the word of Yahweh abideth in you, and you have overcome the wicked one.
Yeah, right now we in the process of overcoming the wicked one. You know, it's all about endurance, man. That's why you gotta kind of keep your mind, keep your eyes single.
Yeah.
It's a marathon.
The scriptures say the race is not given to the swift, so run that ye may obtain. It's not given to the swift. Those who sprint right out the gate.
Yeah, it's all about, like I said, endurance. Just maintaining and keeping your eyes single and paying attention, really, because when you pay attention to what's going on, it keeps your mind on the scriptures. You always think, well, what scripture is this, or what's, you know, it keeps you going back and forth. Like Apostle Tahar said, we in the season of filtering, and then he said, you see the news, you see what's going on, and you filter it through the scriptures. He said we gave you the breakdowns. The breakdowns is out there. Now your job is to pay attention to what's going on, and you filter it back through the breakdowns that you learned. And that's what we're doing. That's why brothers be news and prophecy. And it makes sense. You know?
And filtering out the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, they put bullshit news out there like they was talking about this week. It's a fucking, you got the potential start of World War III's happening, and you got all these crises happening, and you got motherfuckers talk about papoose and motherfucking chorus and
Bro,
shells.
fucking
Yeah,
the
that's
Bachelor-
all in your
Chuck
shit.
Norris and Bachelorette, bro.
They
That's
fucking-
all my
they
feeds
fucking
been
up the
past 2
algorithm.
days.
Yeah,
You saw
yeah,
them
yeah.
throwing
But
that shit in the algorithm.
that's all. That ain't no news you can use. Ain't no that shit ain't prophecy.
And you could set your algorithms too, brothers. You know, like when you watch certain, like my TikTok algorithm is straight World War. You know,
Yeah.
now when I'm scrolling up and through there, you know, that's how I've been getting video ideas. Cause when you watch shit, that's how they start. If you watching bullshit, your
Bullshit
algorithm
gonna
gonna
be
be
bullshit.
bullshit. But when you watching certain things, it's gonna set the algorithm. It'll still be some bones in there.
Bullshit that gets through there,
Yeah, but you could pretty much set your own algorithm. You know, you just gotta monitor what you watch.
Yeah. Lord, I mean, go ahead, stop.
Nah, you good.
And there's all different kinds of ways. Like I looked it up on ChatGPT. Leaving a video on loop, like let's say you walk away from your phone, it'll process it as watching it that many times. So
So with that, Lord, whether you were edified, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kapadash. All right, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. Peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, Lord willing, we'll see you brothers next week. Shalom.
Shalom.